Joining me now is a man who is coming off a unanimous decision victory, UFC Vegas. It's 96. Zach, congratulations on the victory. Post-fight, you talked about you were disappointed in the performance because obviously you wanted to go out there and get the finish, and man, you were just fighting one tough SOB. I mean, that may be the best way to put it because you were throwing the kitchen sink at him, and he just wasn't going. I mean, now that you have a chance to go back and rewatch the fight, has your thoughts on your performance changed?
Yeah, there's the silver lining of it, man, of like I got 15 minutes. I got to feel that canvas for a long time. So, that's a blessing. And, the dude was just tough as nails, man. I hit the crap out of that dude. There was a few moments there where I thought, he was going to go down. But, yeah, it is what it is. Still disappointed, not going to lie. I wanted that first round finish, but it is what it is.
Did there become a point? Do you remember, was there a point in that fight where you just said, okay, man, this guy is just not going down. He keeps coming at me, where maybe you started to kind of change your approach in, picking and choosing your spots?
Yeah. After we left the first round, I was like, all right, this dude's in there, and, he's going to be tough. He's going to be hard to put away. So, just be a little smarter. I should have picked my shots more and touched him more instead of just trying to 100% everything. I kind of turned it into a little bit of I don't know. I was just seeing red, man. Yeah. I could hear Face the Pain playing in my little subconscious, and my little hamsters were spinning like, get his ass. But, it was still a good performance, still dominating, but yeah.
One of the things I talk about when we're breaking down fights is there's things we know about fighters, fights, and then there's things we don't know. And for you, the thing that we really didn't know was, what does a Zach look like round 2, round 3? I mean, is it kind of one of those things that you're glad that's, hey, I've shown I can fight for 3 rounds, and now maybe, I don't know if I would say it's criticism that people had of you, but it was more of just you going out there and showing, hey guys, I can be a 15-minute fighter.
I always knew that, so I never really felt like I had the urge to prove that. I guess it was just nice to have the fight time more than anything. All my other fights leading up to that, man, it was like under 14 minutes. So to come out there and have a 15-minute fight, it was good. It was good. It was good in that regard to get to be in that octagon and go through the rounds and still get to tactically, and sparring is one thing, but to tactically make the right decisions and stuff and adjust the game plan here and there. It was a blessing.
How much did the game plan change in the fight?
Not much, man. But just once I knew he was going to be there to stay, it was to, I should have touched him more. I mean, that was kind of the plan. Just touch, bang, touch, bang. But, and then, using my wrestling too, man. I am a good grappler and stuff, and it's just one of those things that I've worked on forever, and I've just never really shown in fights.
See, I kind of look at that like as a good thing, because it's one of those things of there hasn't been film out there on that, so people just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was nice to have that in our back pocket a little bit, but it's still the best is yet to come, man. And I take a lot of I still feel like that was like a 50-60% performance. I asked my coach after the fight, I said, what would you give me on a 1 out of 100? And he said 55. And I honestly agree. It was still a shadow of what my skill set is.
Why would you score yourself that low? Because I think outside looking in, we go, you know what, man, you were landing the crisp shots, you dropped them, you did a lot of great things in the fight. Is it more that you're always going to be your toughest critic because you're going to sit there and say, I know I could have performed better?
Yeah, I've always been my toughest critic, man. And I'll watch back on fights and, fights I won to where I'm just like, ugh. Like, I don't even, there's fights that it cringes me to watch them just because I'm like, man, that wasn't. But, that's just how I've always been, man. Like, even when I record sparring rounds or me hitting pads and stuff, I'm always just like super critical of myself. But, I think that's a good thing because it makes me want to grow. And there's always, I've always practiced with a purpose. And I think that's really helped me develop my skills and just keep getting better. And even then it's driving me crazy right now because I dinged my hand up a little bit in the fight and like just not being able to get right back to training. There's so many things that I want to work on. And I just always feel like I've got a ton of work to do.
You mentioned one of your thought process for what would be next is you were already looking at December 14th in Tampa. Is the hand issue going to be something that maybe has to delay you getting back in there?
We'll see. I'm going to go see the doctor and just see and make sure it's not fractured or anything, and that it's but I don't know. You never really know how things are going to heal or what they're going to do. But yeah, I would. Even with the hand, I still feel like, if I don't need surgery, I can't imagine. I think I should be able to fight in December. Yeah.
One of the things you mentioned about, going back and watching fight film and me coming from a football background is most coaches would say, hey, we play on a Saturday, we're going to watch the film on Sunday, Monday, we're moving on to the next game. Where in the fight game, it's kind of a little bit different because I guess you always kind of want to go back and look at fights and, maybe say, hey, man, am I putting a tendency out there on film that I need to clean up? I mean, how do you have you already put this fight to bed and you're like, I've moved on?
So literally right when we got, the UFC does it, after you fight, you go back to the hotel, we go back to the Airbnb, and we rewatched my fight even before the main event. And my coach, 𝗷𝐷𝐀 is super, super analytical about stuff. And so he's already got a bunch of stuff we want to work on. And we, we watched the fight together and we covered a lot of the things that I could have done better. And I'll probably, watch it a few more times and stuff. And but yeah, I just know the adjustments. The adjustments are more mental than anything, right? Like I know I have the skills, but just little mental adjustments. And the same thing with anything with sports, man. Little tiny adjustments make huge differences. So it's just got stuff to work on.
For you, is the fight game more about the mental side of it than the physical side?
I would say so, man. And that's what I think I love the most about this is, nothing quite like fighting just forces you to grow as a person. I mean, it's not even the humility of it. Like I have no issue of being humbled and being a humble person, but just the constant pursuit of growth and constantly pushing that comfort zone. And I really want to take challenges in my career, and because I know that that's the only way to grow as a man, is to push that comfort zone. And every time I've left my comfort zone, it's always been good. It's always made me grow. So for me, definitely fighting is mental, man. It's more about the mental growth than anything.
In terms of challenging yourself, how do you want to kind of challenge yourself, in preparation for your next fight?
Yeah, just leaving my comfort zone, and I'm planning to make a trip out to Vegas too, to train with guys out there at Syndicate, and maybe check out Extreme Couture. And yeah, just constantly, it's easy in life, man, to just stay in your comfort zone and do what you want to do, and you can get so far doing that. But I know, because like even Thailand, man, like I love my trips out there. I love training and stuff, but it is out of my comfort zone. I'm away from my family for a month to 6 weeks, and I have 2 little girls. And but I know that's part of being a man, right? You got to pick your sacrifice, and you got to pick your heart, and yeah, it's I love it. That's what I love about this sport too, man. And I love that at some point you have to say F it, you have to say F it. And it's like riding a bull or jumping out of an airplane. You got to say F it and roll the dice, man. And I love that about it.
I don't know if I want to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah.
that would definitely be getting on the comfort zone. I don't know. But like you mentioned about, going to Vegas, how much does the UFC PI play into that?
Yeah, it would be cool. So we did one workout at the PI this during fight week, and man, yeah, it's really awesome, to have their world-class facility. I saw Forrest Griffin there, saw Johnny Walker there. Yeah, definitely be making trips to the PI.
I know just in talking to other UFC fighters, they've talked about, all the personnel at the UFC PI, and, sometimes you sit down with them and, you start to understand that, hey, maybe there's a different way to train. Has that been a part of your thought process of like, okay, I know what we do here in Houston, what I've done in Thailand. Do you kind of maybe say, how do we incorporate what they're doing in Vegas and Thailand into our own gym?
Yeah, for sure. It's always about, skill growth, and, my coaches are about that too, man. But yeah, and that's the thing. You're always going to pick up stuff and take what's good for you and throw out what doesn't. And definitely trying to get more scientific with it too. I got my resting heart rate down to like 39 beats a minute before this fight. And that's something I definitely want to focus on too, of like starting to understand cardio really how to push that and understanding the different heart rate zones and stuff. So, yeah, I can't wait to get out there and get hooked up on all the Rocky 4 machines and get all my analytics done.
I remember you mentioned that in the post-fight press conference about your heart rate. Like your last fight prior to this, was your heart rate getting anywhere near 39?
Yeah, I got it to 38. So that's like pretty much the lowest I've got it resting. My dad always picks on me because my dad, he's not an athlete anymore, but he used to do like triathlons and stuff, and he got his in the 30s too. So I think there's some good genetics at play there. Yeah, man, I just, cardio is king for sure in this fight game. And, I knew that before this fight, but, even more now.
So where does your dad fall in line in terms of your biggest critics?
Nah, dude, my dad's cool. He was like, it was pretty badass win. My parents are so supportive, man. It's so funny. They're like, my dad is like super friendly. My mom's like the nicest person. My mom's never said anything bad about anybody, dude. So they're like always like super positive. And, yeah, my coach, Adam, he's the one that really, I think he holds me accountable more than anybody. So, and I really love him for that. Cause I think that's some of your best friends, man. They're going to tell you shit that, maybe isn't the nicest thing to hear, but you need to hear it. And they tell you because they care about you and they want what's best for you.
Were your parents always on board for you going down this combat sports journey?
Always on board, bro. I mean, I had my first amateur fight when I was in high school. It's funny, my yearbook picture in my high school is me with like no shirt, like in my first fight. So it's super funny. But yeah, they've always been like just super supportive. The last trip out to Thailand was cool because my dad came out, and my dad's a photographer. So, he came out and had his camera, and we shot a bunch of video and stuff. Yeah, man, they've always been on board. I just have a super supportive, group of friends and family. My wife's super supportive. My in-laws too, just they take a lot of the, they watch the babies a lot. So, and I wouldn't be able to train like I do and make these trips like I do if it wasn't for everybody and the little sacrifices they make.
As you think about the last 2 years, from getting on the Contender Series to getting into the UFC, has the way you view the fight game changed at all?
Not really, man. I've always just, I think on the lower levels of MMA, when you first started, I think a lot of people romanticize the idea of being a fighter, and they overcomplicate it and they kind of make it more than it is. But really, at the end of the day, it is just a fight, man. As the opponents get better, the tests become tougher. But dude, I swear, I mean, it feels the same if I fought somebody I always say it, like in a fucking parking lot somewhere or locked in a room somewhere. It's just a fight, man. And I think, for other fighters and stuff, when you train at gyms, you see a lot of people, maybe they like the idea of being a fighter. They love the sport. They love training, but they don't really want to fight. And I think that's the difference that you start seeing from some of the guys that make that jump from, make the jump and are able to climb the levels, are guys that actually they want to fight. And that's how I felt about this last fight, man. Like I couldn't wait all fight week. Like I wasn't dreading the fight. I was anticipating the fight, and I couldn't wait to get in there.
I know you mentioned about the fact that you missed the crowd. You missed not having the crowd there. Is that kind of like you sit there, and obviously the UFC is starting to kind of get more and more away from Apex events. Is that kind of also one of those things of like, man, I need to be in front of fans for the next one?
Dude, I think I'm made for the fans, bro. I love that feeling of the crowd. I mean, you've been to events that there's nothing like that feeling. When I fought in Louisville, 20,000 people just zoned in on you, and the roar of the crowd, like, man, I love it so much. I love I don't feel the extra pressure of it. I love it, dude. Even when I spar, I like people watching me. I don't like people, sparring and no one's watching. I like the attention. So yeah. Hopefully the next one is in front of a big crowd.
Fury FC obviously has really become one of these, noble promotions, or I would say probably since COVID is really where I kind of thought that they kind of took their boom, and now it just feels like, hey, if you're trying to get to the UFC for a long time, I think people are saying, hey, you got to go to LFA, you got to go here, there. But I feel like now Fury is becoming that organization.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, there's so many. I mean, it's a fear, dude. Like, especially for contenders. Like, I came out of Fury. There's so many guys. I know Cody Steele, Michael Aswell fights tonight. There's just tons of guys, man. And it's I think Fury is really great too, because I think Texas has such a strong market for MMA on a regional level. But then they fly in the best guys. They're signing in guys that they're super hyped, and Yeah, man, it's great because it's on Sunday. So if you're a real fight fan, you want to watch fights. They're on Friday or Sunday, so you can get a whole weekend of fights. But yeah, man.
I know obviously you got to get the hand check out and kind of see what the timeline is going to be. But like, if you think about it, obviously you mentioned December 14th, that's the date you're looking at. Is there a particular opponent that you've already started to kind of say, you know what, I think time wise, they're probably going to be ready to go then? Or is it one of those things of, I haven't even thought about it. I'll just wait till the matchmakers hit me up?
There's one definitely on the books. It looking like it's going to happen, man. But I'm just not at liberty to say yet until it's official. So sorry, I couldn't give you the scoop.
I trust me. I get that. I'll end on this. As you think about where you want to be, and who knows kind of what his path is going to be in the UFC, because things have not gone well for him recently. Are you at all hunting for that rematch against Cody Brundage?
Yeah, definitely down the road. I mean, there's two people I've ever lost to in MMA, Cody Brundage and Kevin Holland, and of course I want those ones back, and no bitterness or whatever, but it's just as a competitor. It's like, dude, you got to win over me. Fuck that. Like, I want to run it back and make it right.
Can you ever turn off that competitive mindset? Like, if you're just sitting at home, you're with the family and the kids, and you're just playing a game with the kids, can you turn it off?
Nah, bro. We play Monopoly every year at Christmas, and I make like secret alliances against my wife. And like, dude, we play Monopoly, and they end up being like it ends up pretty fucking aggressive, dude. Me and her play pool. It's like we're both playing it. There's no taking it easy. We go bowling. It's ultra competitive. So, it's just how I've always been, dude. And, like, I can't even play video games now. I'm just too busy. I'm too busy to be good at them. So I'm not going to play and not be good at it. It just pisses me off. And yeah.
Oh, my buddies know. If we're going out, play pool, play darts, whatever it is, I hate to lose. If you beat me, line it up. We're going again.
Yeah, 100%, dude. It's like Randy Marsh in South Park. I didn't hear no bell. Like, go another round.
Yeah. I guess you might say that's my toxic trait of a little too competitive.
Yeah, some toxic stuff's pretty cool though, man. You know what I'm saying? Just in moderation.
Yeah. It's definitely hard because I'm not going to let you win. That's certainly not going to happen. I don't care who you are.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I mean? That's the true shit I ever heard.
Exactly, Zach, man. As always, man, I appreciate the time. Of course, let me know anything for you on social media. Anything else you want to mention, man?
That's about it, man. My team, my family, everybody, man. We got a great support system, bro, and I'm just a product of that. And yeah, I mean, thank you to all the fans too that tune in and that are supporting me, and all the kind words, and then all the Bolivian people that sent me a bunch of fucking death threats and were talking shit before this fight. I appreciate that too, man. That shit made me train even harder, made me more pissed off, wanted to whoop his ass.
So were they just in the comments, or were they sliding into DM?
Comments, DMs, you name it, man. They were sending me all sorts of stuff, and it honestly cracked me up because it's like talking shit, and it's getting like, it's broken English, but it was still funny. I enjoyed it.